Have you ever woken up one day and realized that people don't see you anymore? They can only see what you can give them, and that is what the metamorphosis is all about. And honestly, I judged this book, and I'm guilty because I thought I won't like it. But the minute I completed it, I was impressed and I learned a lot. Yes, from this tiny book right in my hands. I learned a lot and I really want to talk about it to you all. So, watch me out. See, Kafka didn't write a story about a man turning into an insect. He wrote a story about what happens when your usefulness disappears. Grigor, the man in this story, wakes up as a bug. But honestly, he had already been treated like one long before that morning, because before the transformation he is the perfect son. He works a job he hates, he sacrifices his dreams, he carries the financial burden of the entire family, and no one asks if he is happy, because as long as he is useful, his suffering doesn't matter, his happiness doesn't matter. The moment he can't go to work anymore, the moment he stops being productive, the moment he is not providing for his family, love starts to disappear. And that is the most painful truth, friends, Kafka is trying to show us. Not that the world is cruel, not that the people are cruel, but love in this world is often conditional, because at first his family is shocked, then they are scared, then they are irritated, and finally they are ashamed of it, ashamed of him. You know why? Because he's a bug now. He turned into an insect, and now they are ashamed of him because he is of no use. And the fact that Grigor, like the guy who turned into an insect, is not even complaining, never becomes angry, never says why me. Instead, he is guilty for taking space, guilty for being a burden, guilty for not providing for his family, guilty for simply existing. And that is heartbreaking, because that is how society train us. If you are not achieving, if you are not earning, if you are not performing, you will simply apologize for your own freaking presence and existence. And that is not fair. That is very disappointing. Friends, Kafka is quietly asking us, like, what happens to a person when their worth is measured only by their productivity? Grigor's body turned into a bug, yes, but his soul was crushed much earlier by responsibility without choice, by love without understanding. And even his room was shrinking, the furniture is being removed, and his space reduces in his own house. Just like in real life, how people start making less space for you when you are no longer useful to them. And the most painful part, Grigor dies thinking that his family is better off without him, and on the other part, his family is relieved, like they are relieved when he died. Can you imagine? Like, Grigor was still in pain and was thinking that his family is better off without him. Kafka doesn't write this to, scare us or make us sad. No, he writes this because he wants to wake us up, to ask us if we value people or their output, to ask us if we stay when someone is weak or only when they are strong. And according to me, the greatest wisdom in the metamorphosis is, sometimes you don't turn into a monster, you just stop being convenient, and that is enough for the world to abandon you. So, if the story hurt you or felt uncomfortable, maybe because Kafka was not writing a fiction, he was writing a mirror. And the key point that you have to take from this video is, treat people right even when they are not useful to you. That is when your humanity is tested. Okay? Anyways, that is it for the today's video. I loved making it and I highly recommend this book. Like, read The Metamorphosis by Franz Kafka. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, keep building and be kind. Alright?